As you know, managing people is the process of training and motivating others. And if you searched on how to effectively manage others, you would see a lot of generic information that is helpful, such as setting clear expectations, giving feedback regularly, and providing training and development opportunities. But rarely, however, does this generic information get to the root of how to effectively manage to increase productivity. With over 30 years in coaching leaders, I've seen how effectiveness can increase significantly by understanding human wiring. Specifically, the positive changes that occur when a leader understands their own human wiring, the wiring of those whom they lead, and the process of leading. How a leader leads by understanding human wiring is a distinction that can forever change productivity. When one of my CEO clients called me shocked at how one of her employees blew up at her, I asked her to explain very objectively what happened. Now, as someone naturally wired lower in patience, she was constantly interrupting her assistant. A thought would pop into her head, she would interrupt her assistant. Now, her assistant was wired to thrive in a more sequential environment, and she was frustrated by the constant interruptions. So it finally came to a boiling point, and while the assistant was often described as patient and nice, she was simply frustrated at the constant disturbances. The CEO never gave it a second thought that with each interruption, it significantly impacted her employees' productivity. The CEO was just naturally wired to juggle multiple things versus needing a sequential environment. So I suggested to the CEO that she needed to manage her assistant differently if she wanted that assistant to be highly effective. So instead of the CEO constantly interrupting her, we created an accountability process. Each morning, the CEO met with her assistant to identify the priorities of the day and week. So if the CEO needed to change direction, she sent an email to her employee to complete what she was working on and then come see her. With this new process in place, the employee had focused time to work on her list, and this increased her productivity by 40% in just 30 days. So it's also important to note that the employee realized that she also needed to be fully expressed in communicating what she needed before it came to a boiling point. Being mindful of the environment in which someone best thrives is key to increasing employee engagement and productivity. As a leader, what small changes could you make to maximize the productivity in yourself and others? The human wiring significantly impacts your company culture, your leadership effectiveness, idea flow, productivity, and engagement. To learn ways to be highly effective and maximize your team's natural talents, I invite you to join us for Wired to Win 101. How are you hardwired? More information on the link below. I'm Lisa Minnini. Until next week, create a great life.